Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL. I am Tastes. With me as Artosis. Oh my God, we have some very good games today.
Of course we do. We have Zenio, who has just crushed over two of the favorites of the tournament. Against NesTea, who has kind of been upsetting people, but he is a StarCraft 1 pro gamer. You can't underestimate him. And then we have Slayer's Boxer versus Nada. Oh my God. There are actually so many people in here. Whatever camera views they give you aren't telling the true story.
Yeah, it is actually the most packed I've ever seen. I know I've said that previously, but this is literally the most packed I've ever seen the studio. This is actually quite insane. There are so many people in here. I'm sure we're going to give you guys a lot of shots of that. And we have another room outside there that's filled up, and I believe we're going to fill up the room downstairs. We have monitors there to show those games as well.
To give you some idea, I could actually run and jump off this stage, and I would not hit the floor.
No, there's no way.
No question. They tried to get out of the way. It wouldn't work.
We're going to have to crowd surf to the bathroom in between games. Of course, we do have only mirror matchups today, a ZVZ and a TVT. But what better players to have a ZVZ and a TVT in today? Of course, Zenio from OGS kind of upsetting a lot of players. Let's see, he beat Jakiwera, I am MVP, and EGI. Damn it! But, of course, we also have NesTea. And hold that thought. Let's take a look at the results for day one.
Yeah. Boxer, fake Boxer. He went 3-2 against Kirik Zenith. And if you haven't seen that match, go watch it, because it might be the best StarCraft 2 match ever played. Ridiculously exciting. The internet almost exploded. I was looking at Reddit. It was like the best game you've ever seen. I was like, well, I can't really disagree. That was an amazing match. And, I mean, people on Twitter were going wild. People on TL, everywhere. People were talking about this match. It was that good. You have to see it. It's worth $20 alone just to watch that match. And then we had Hope Torture beat Next Genius. It was almost quite one-sided.
Yeah.
He got some build order wins and stuff, but it wasn't gimmicky, I don't think. It was just good play by Hope Torture, and he beat the last Protoss in the tournament.
Yeah, he deserved the win for sure. Just really good control of Marauders, able to macro up a ton of units, good decision-making. But definitely check out that first TVZ that we're talking about with Boxer. Boxer, you got to see it. It's going to be cool. Today's games, as I was saying, ZVZ, we already talked about Zenio, who we knocked out. Looking at NesTea, who was formerly known as Zerg Bong. He beat Kangji Young Fao, OGS MC, and, of course, OGS The Wind.
Well, The Wind, of course, he's from OGS. He's a great player, StarCraft 1 Pro, so that's a pretty impressive feat. But MC, Jungmin Chul, he was a.k.a. Iron from NBC Game, and that is actually one of the best Protosses in the entire world. So that's also very impressive. Now, today's match, as you see, as we have been talking about since the offset of the show, OGS Zenio against NesTea, and then Slayer's Boxer against OGS Nada. Wow, 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 wow.
It's going to be so sick. Of course, Slayer's Boxer and Nada, big rivals in StarCraft 1. Here they are for the first time in StarCraft 2, duking it out. The world is watching.
It's an epic match for the ages, Tasteless.
No kidding.
That's all I can say. Well, one of these players will go on to the top 4, which is almost even better.
Yeah.
And then the winner, both these guys, amazing TVZ masters. They'll go against a Zerg in the next round. Maybe we'll see one of these old Bonjois in the finals of the second GSL. That would be
That'd be pretty
amazing.
Sick, man. Well, it's no surprise these two have come this far. They had some very tough opponents, but of course, it is Nada and Boxer. They were essentially two of the best Terrans of all time.
It's not in Boxer, man. Doesn't matter
it's no shocker really there.
No.
They haven't had as much time to practice, but it certainly seems like they've caught up pretty quickly. So I'm really thrilled to see them here today.
No, as you said, they're not in Boxer. They're favorites against everyone, even each other, if that even makes any sense. These guys, they are unbeatable mammoths of StarCraft, and they always will be, man. StarCraft 4 will be out. They'll be like 60 years old, and they join the third GSL.
We'll wheel them in their wheelchair,
They have arthritis and stuff. They got to take their pills and have some bees sting their joints.
Where am I? And Box will be trying to put his dentures in, but they'll still be really, really good at the game. These guys aren't going anywhere. Again, it's such a thrill and an honor to be casting these two guys today. I don't know if today's going to be as long as yesterday. It's going to depend a lot on these Zerg vs. Zergs. Terran vs. Terran can be roughly the same length as a Terran vs. Terran in StarCraft 1. Maybe a little bit shorter.
Yeah, I think a little bit shorter. You might map a little bit quick for those mules. But that TVZ yesterday, that is why it was so long. TVZ, a very long matchup in this game, actually. Anyways, I think we're going to take a look at these players pretty soon. And this ZVZ, I feel bad. It's a little bit overshadowed, but These guys are sickly legit good to make it this far. In the top 8, we had 4 Terrans. 3 Terrans will be advancing.
Yeah.
And, then we're going to have just 1 Zerg going through the top 4 also.
No more Protoss. They're all out now.
Yeah. They all died. Thank you once again, Hope Torture, for eliminating our last Protoss in the round of 8. It's kind of the way he rolls.
Let's take a look at the players now after this sexy shot of our studio, which is so packed. Here he is, a member of Team OGS. By the way, big day for OGS with OGS not in, OGS Zenio down here.
Oh, of course.
Zenio, of course, taking out my nerd, EG Hydra. Damn it. Damn you, Zenio. But he deserved it. He played better.
He did. He outplayed him.
His hair looks cooler.
His hair does look cooler. Anyways.
I speak the truth.
Yeah, okay. Zenio put up an insane series against I'm MVP, so I'm kind of hoping he takes out NesTea just so we can see some of that amazing ZVT action again from him.
Oh, yeah.
Really a top-end player. He has improved 100-fold from last season.
Certainly.
And 1,000-fold since the beta. Just a very impressive player. Can play all the styles.
This guy's had a big turnaround since the previous season where he played pretty poorly. Now he's here today, playing much better. And I have no idea how far this guy's going to get, but it wouldn't shock me if he did manage to beat his opponent, who we're going to get a shot of now, formerly known as Zergbong. He is NesTea.
Now, NesTea, in the last round, he showed us some interesting play. He actually killed the Wind with Roach Ling all-ins both games. There's so many ways you can actually ZVZ right now. There's so many possibilities. And the way he went about it is one that's not used a whole lot. It's a little bit weird. A really strong defense can hold that off, but Zenio isn't the most confident player in his ZVZ, even though he did outplay Hydra in that last series. Hydra not particularly known for ZVZ either. I don't think anyone really is except for Fruit Dealer. But, NesTea, we're going to have to see. Is he going to use that same style? And will it work as well against Zenio's off-the-wall, strange ZVZ strats?
So, we got 2 players here. Of course, NesTea has so much more experience in the booth, playing in front of people. He probably isn't nervous. That would be my bet. Zenio, he's much newer to this. So that's one thing you got to, take into account here. Of course, we do have, 2 players with completely different paths, but Zenio's got to be feeling pretty confident. Let's take a look at the map lineup now.
First map is going to be Metalopolis. It's a fun map for Zerg vs. Zerg. There's a lot of different ways that can go. It's a very good map for Hatchery first.
Yes, it is. And, of course, our second map is going to be Scrap Station, another interesting ZVZ map due to the distances. And finally, our third map, well, actually not finally, Zelnaga Caverns is a best of 5. Yep. Doing too many best of 3s here. Fourth map, Steps of War. And our fifth map will be Jungle Basin.
Wow. Well, all these maps actually play a lot different in Zerg vs. Zerg, but I will get into that in the beginnings of the games where we don't normally have that much to talk about.
No, we don't. Not usually too much to talk about in ZVZ unless they 6-pool.
Yep.
In which case we have to hurry up and introduce the players before the game ends.
That's quite true.
Yes. Note they did eliminate Delta Quadrant and Shakuras Plateau. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Shakuras Plateau is not a map that you can go Ling Roach all in on, so NesTea got rid of that. And Delta Quadrant, I don't know. That's a kind of weird removal by Zenio since he did pretty well against Hydra on that map. But, all right. I don't have any opinion one way or the other. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious. Just like we saw with Hydra against Zenio, some pretty high-level ZVZ. I think we're going to see even more high-level ZVZ with these two guys. I think they're better at ZVZ right now than Hydra.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean,
even though he's my nerd, he's my teammate, I still got to say that, to be honest. But expect a pretty exciting game here. We're going to get this started momentarily. Both the players confirm that they're ready. So when our Korean commentators are ready, we're going to get this going.
Excited.
I can't wait.
Oh
our first map is Metalopolis. Metalopolis, in my opinion, is still the best map that's been made for StarCraft 2.
Oh, it's definitely right up there, Tasis. I mean, I think it has to be between that and Shakuras Plateau.
Yep.
I don't think anyone really argues that. Those are the best maps right now. They really give us some of the most action-packed, best games, longer travel distance, bigger map, more expansions. But it is time, Tasteless.
Let's get this going. ZVZ, OGS Zenio against NesTea. Who's going to win? Let's find out soon. And the game is loading. My computer loads last.
Oh, no, it's actually mine.
Oh, it's yours this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to start restarting.
Over here in the red, a member of Spunky's team. No one thought he'd make it this far. He is.
최정민, OGS Zenio.
In the yellow. There's some fans cheering for OGS Zenio. In the yellow, we have an old school player. He was formerly known as Zergbong. He's changed his name to
임재덕, NesTea.
And here we see the Overlord kiss. Mwah. The game has begun.
That's right. Now, we did ask Zergbong why he's using the ID NesTea. Basically, when he was making his StarCraft 2 account, there's a NesTea sitting on his desk. Pretty elite reason to name yourself NesTea. He doesn't particularly like it. I don't think he's particularly attached to the ID.
Somebody call NesTea up for sponsors for this guy.
Seriously.
Seriously, I'm not even joking.
Yeah. All right, I'll do it, Tasteless.
I'll do it.
Dare me. Dare me, you won't.
I dare you. Now note, these guys are in very close locations here. So as you can see, they already know exactly what each other are up to. That can make it pretty tough in ZVZ. It means a lot of it's going to come down to your mechanics and stuff like that.
Yep. What I love about scouting each other very quickly on this map, we're going to see both players hatchery first, and if we don't, that is
I'd be shocked.
Kind of a mistake, because then you get the extra drones out because you can pool a little bit later, and as we see Zenio sending out that first drone already, and there goes NesTea as well. Exact same time. We're going to see those hatcheries go up, or Zenio's going to be just slightly a second slower. But yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you scout each other with the Overlords. You can just sit there and watch, and now we'll have to see who wants to actually make that spawning pool first. Sometimes you get people that actually drone up. The highest I've ever gone against a top player in the ladder is maybe 20 supply of drones before he was just like, no, I'm going to pool now. And I'm like, ha! Then I get my 21st drone, I'm like, sup.
Now, the pools come down here.
Yep.
When you see the spawning pool, you have to move because the queen could come out and shoot down the Overlord.
That's right.
But until then, you could pretty much sit around and just look. It's kind of a matchup that's almost played as if you have map packs. Now, where they send their Overlord from here is critical.
Yes. Now, Zenio, he's not going to have a good place to actually put this Overlord. He's going to have to just set it around in some random spot. But if we look up in this area right to the left of here where that Overlord's actually going, behind this natural, right there, nothing can hit it there. So he can actually check on the drones in the main and in the natural and watch any tech buildings that happen to get put up in a poor spot. That's actually a positional imbalance, because that's going to give him a ton of scouting advantage of watching that natural. If he sees that there's no drones, he realizes units are being made, and he can counter it there. So it's a nice little thing for NesTea.
This Overlord's going to have to move out. The queen is on the way.
That's right. Now, will they double queen? It looks like both are going to double queen.
Yep, double queen. That's smart if you go hatchery first.
And Zenio instantly going for roaches. It's going to be a very safe build. At the same time,
of course, you can block his ramp here with the roaches, too.
Yep. NesTea is going for speed, though.
Oh, interesting.
And, Zenio going for speed also. And NesTea also getting a spine crawler. So just be safe. He doesn't realize that there are roaches being made. Needs to get that spine crawler up. It's a lot easier to defend. And
Zenio could lose this Overlord.
Big mistake there. You do not want to lose that.
With the Overlord taking damage like this, that's going to supply block Zenio. That's minus 100 early on.
Yep. And it slows down drone production.
Peace.
Goodbye, Overlord.
That's bad for him.
That's right. You got to be so careful about things like that. Now, notice both of Zenio's queens down at the bottom of the ramp. They can block that ramp very easily, even against Zerglings. So it's really important to actually have two queens in this situation. Zenio starting his Roach production. Roach Warren going up for our NesTea.
The NesTea is slightly ahead. He didn't have to spend the extra 100 minerals to make an additional Overlord. These lings are here for scouting. He wants to get inside with them.
And if we look at the unit count, you see that it is actually 29 drones to 27. So he is up just slightly on drones. That's what happens, man. You can't lose those early Overlords when you're doing the same exact build.
Poor decision making by Zenio. Now it's time for Zenio's lings. Let's try to do some scouting for NesTea. Or scout NesTea, rather.
That's right. And he's not going to see very much at all. Saw no roaches there. Only saw Zerglings with speed and a single queen with a lot of drones at the expansion. So that's going to lead him into thinking that it definitely could be mass speedling, which is actually really good after fast expansion as well.
More lings and roaches on the way here.
Yeah, actually a ton of lings being made over at NesTea's side.
And an expansion up here for Zenio.
Ooh, I like that. It's a really fast third. Can be dangerous, though. If NesTea makes a lot of speedlings, he can actually really abuse the mobility of the slower roaches and either kill that hatchery or force a cancel. But he has to find out about it first.
More roaches over here. And lings. Now, expanding like this, I mean slightly down on drones, does mean you can be susceptible to an attack over here.
And we see in the main base, Zenio going to try to scout. He wants to know, is there a layer going on? He sees the layer start up, and he sees Zerglings hatching. Now, right this second, we have a ton of units for NesTea. He's moving out, and here we go. There are so many speedlings on the way. And he's going to see these roaches turn around. I don't think he knows about that extra base yet, but can Zenio hold on here? And that's good surface area right now for Zenio, considering. But with the roaches in there, this is going to be hard for him to hold off.
It looks like NesTea might have this.
He's doing a lot of damage. He loves these ling roach attacks. You make a bunch of roaches to do severe damage, a bunch of lings, and it's hard for anything to target right. And look at that, just a few roaches left for Zenio. Will he have enough more popping out to hold off this attack? Kills the queen. The drones are coming out. That's not a good sign. But it looks like there will be enough roaches to actually drive off his forces here.
More lings coming in here. They don't do the damage, but they absorb some while the roaches in the back can do some firing.
That's right. These roaches getting a lot of pot shots off. The Zergling's doing some damage, so pretty good. And it looks like I think Zenio's going to be able to hold this again, but here come more speedlings flowing in, and that's the thing. You can reinforce with speedlings very quick. 2 queens, 2 hatches. You make a ton of speedlings. Roach is much slower to actually go up. And look at that. Another queen being taken out. So the production capabilities of Zenio right now, very poor. NesTea in a great position. He's got a huge tempo advantage, and it looks like he can take this game right here.
Yeah, I think he is going to take this game. Going in here, it's going to kill too many drones. More units streaming up here, as you can see. I think this was a mistake by Zenio here to try to expand after getting behind like that. What's funny about this is, as you can see, he still doesn't actually know about this base over here, but yeah, he's certainly going to be behind in drones.
And oh, I love this extra drone round that NesTea has sent up. That is the backbreaker right there. You know, he keeps sending lings. They're weaker, though, and as roaches are made by Zenio, they get cleaned up. But this extra group of roaches is just going to deal that extra backbreaking damage. Look at this. The drone's going down. More and more roaches falling. And even though Zenio looks like he may, in fact, stabilize, he's lost too much here. And NesTea has got to feel very confident at this point.
He pulls out, but look at the losses at the unit counting station here. Excuse me. He's lower on drones right now.
Yeah, not a lot, but
22, 3 hatches, down on queens.
Oh, yeah, that's the big thing, the missing the queens. He does have 3 hatches. That's going to help his production. But as you see, Tasos, I mean, he's basically just got roaches and some drones. With all these speedlings, at any point, NesTea could scout that other base and kill it in seconds.
Yet he hasn't scouted it just yet.
Yeah, I think that NesTea may think he's actually further ahead than he is, just because he's like, wait, why are you still producing? Your economy's bad. This shouldn't be happening. What's going on? But he's not scouting. If he would scout that, the game would end so fast.
Muta's on the way.
Oh,
We've been so busy watching.
I know.
Base.
The battle was actually so crazy. He has 9 Mutalisks making right now, and that's just going to be the kill right there.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to deal with these Mutas.
Yeah, they're just going to fly in. We're going to see a GG.
Here we go. This may be GG right here.
Oh, absolutely.
He may have to tap out.
That's actually
GG.
Wow. Crazy game right there. That was such an intense, awesome attack that we didn't even pay attention to Spire that was making. Of course, he was making the layer, so it's only common sense that Mutas were on the way, but he got so far ahead with that, killing off the queens.
Yeah.
No production capabilities for Zenio. He has to remake those queens, stops him from making a layer. Yeah. His economy's way down because he's losing drones. Can't make spores. The queens, it costs too much to remake. Great play by NesTea. I really do like his style.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, just lings are such a quick reinforcement unit. You just hit that early number of roaches so that their roaches don't just have this sick advantage on you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You get well, actually, hold that thought. I want to go back a minute because I think a lot of this had to do with that Overlord that was lost early. He took out that Overlord. Zenio thought, well, I'm behind now. If I stay 2 base against 2 base, I'm never going to catch up, really, unless he makes a mistake. So I might as well try to expand. But, of course, that did not help him for the timing attack, which is, if you haven't noticed, well, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed, but people at home, NesTea really likes to do Roach-Ling timing attacks.
Oh, he does.
Not just in this matchup, in
absolutely.
CVP too.
Yeah, no, he loves that unit combination, and it's a great unit combination.
Oh,
it really
yeah.
is. The Roaches are the backbone. They're the heavy hitters. They're the damage absorbers.
Yeah.
And they're slow, so you can't really reinforce them. You reinforce them with the very fast speedlings. You can make them so quick, and that's his style. So hopefully Zenio will counter it because we're starting the next game.
Let's get ready for game number 2. Maybe GSL can play a little bit better. We're going to find out soon.